Welcome to GLHF, the world's first podcast in Counter-Strike 2, where I have taken on my true form of terrorist, Austin being counter-terrorist, and
that's who we are.
As terrorists do, I have taken a hostage in this office building that you can see behind Austin right now, with tape over his mouth and kind of a prison outfit on. I'm not sure why. Is this his office uniform, you think? Is the orange jumpsuit?
Yeah, did you dress him? Like, did you have time
I
to
said,
swap
you're a
his
hostage
clothes?
now, you need hostage clothes on. And I put the orange jumpsuit on him.
Well, he does look more like a hostage than he did before. So I have to free him in theory. Do you think I carry him out on my back? Or do you think I just untie him and then he runs away?
You've got a lot of time to do it, though. Because we set the round time to 60 minutes, so you've got 57 minutes to attempt to free him, and in the meantime, we can just kind of hang out.
Yep, 60 minutes from hell for this hostage. Not good. The counter-terrorists arrive to save him, and they just start having a conversation.
Well, it's rough out there, probably, to be a counter-terrorist. How do you save the hostages, usually? You just were saying that you're an expert on this game.
You go up to them and hold E, and then you might actually carry them out or something. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but I used to play a lot of Counter-Strike. But I exclusively played it non-competitively, like with friends. So I was addicted to it non-competitively, which is usually how that goes for me. Is we would just all get together and play against each other. Sometimes we go online and play, but it was never hyper competitive. It was just fun, because maybe one of the best gaming experiences is a 3v3 capture the flag type game, and all people in the game are your friends. Mm-hmm. That's so much more fun than playing with random people online. So
what was your impression of your skill level versus when you would play online? Was it a lot harder, or were you pretty good at it?
No, I would say probably very bad. But it's pretty good at matchmaking, I feel like, or at least sometimes it felt like they did a good job of matching you up against teams that were either your skill level, or it'd be your skill level, but they had one person who was really good. Oh, what happened?
Oh, you just turned around. Turned around.
Yeah, what was that little accent?
I don't know. That's just what happened to me.
Here. What the hell? Yeah, I remember one of the most fun experiences of playing online games is when it's the whole team is you and your friends. And if you're playing against random people, there'll be one person on the team who's really good. And you all have to rally to kill that one person. And you get really mad at that person. Mm-hmm. And then they're just really good. It's a fun time. I miss, competitive games are really fun when you play with your friends.
Yeah.
Not that fun otherwise, in my opinion.
Yeah. As I've said before, I can't get into online competitive except Mario Kart, where I become some kind of feral beast for some reason and cuss out
that's
children.
When that accent comes out. Yeah, you switch over. Alternate.
Sorry, I don't know what that was. Sometimes, when you record yourself talking so much, you realize, sometimes I just forget how to speak. Sometimes I'll be recording a video and I'll be trying to say a whole sentence and I just can't fucking say it and I sound insane and I'm like, what? Something's happening to my brain.
What do you think the most number of times you've had to repeat the same sentences while recording a video? How many?
I try not
does
to
it happen
do
a lot?
I try not to do it so much. I mean, I almost never do it if I'm just recording gameplay, because that's just in the moment, and I think it's funnier to just leave the weird ways that I say something. But but now that I do a few more scripted segments of me talking, just so that I say everything that I need to remember to say. I mainly have to repeat it because I don't remember it. Maybe I'll ask you how you do this. Do you have a teleprompter or something?
Yeah,
okay.
I got a teleprompter now.
That makes it so much easier.
Oh my God, it's amazing. It's the best.
I just have my laptop out and I try and as I'm recording, I'm memorizing and then saying each sentence at a time, but sometimes there's a really long sentence and it's really hard.
That's what I used to do. And then honestly, at that point, it ended up being easier just to do bullet points and then speak off the cuff because it was so hard to remember all the words. But yeah, teleprompter was a game changer. It's dangerous though, because I think for some people, you get a teleprompter and you end up really talking like you're reading off a teleprompter. Mm-hmm. And that is bad. You have to find some way of being able to read it as though you're saying it for the first time. And that's obviously, it takes time to like figure that out. And,
so does it, what do you have? Is it like one of these ones that makes it look like you're looking at the camera?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's built by Elgato. They just have like
you have the Elgato one.
Like
I'm aware.
Teleprompter, yeah. It works great. It's really, really nice.
Honestly, would probably save me a lot of time because I don't know what I'm gaining by sitting there torturing myself trying to memorize paragraphs and then say them.
Yeah. I
think I have gotten gradually a little bit better at it over time, but still.
I highly recommend it. And I just remembered something. Yes. I got the results of my lead testing back this week.
I know this is in my notes to talk about because I saw your Bleeskeet about it.
Incredible. Well, let's make sure we not forget that.
Do you want to start with, because to be honest, I don't even fully remember the whole lore. Like, would you like to recap for people what even inspired this?
Oh, the lead testing lore? All it was is I was talking about on the pod.
Yeah.
I actually had to, funnily enough, explain this to the person who at the post, not a post office, but like a, private post, like a business that does post office. It's a post office.
You might have said this last time that you had a whole conversation about it.
Yeah. So all it was I was talking about drinking Huel and how much I loved it. And because nobody likes me to have any fun, everyone was commenting saying, there's lead in that, you're poisoning yourself. And then I, of course, had to say, I think it's probably fine. To which then more people replied and said, you might think it's fine, but like lead, there's no safe amount of lead you can do. And so I went down this whole rabbit hole trying to figure out if it was okay that I was consuming a little bit of lead. But I also wasn't really sure how much lead there was.
And of course, when you say people don't want you to have any fun, we are probably referring to one single comment, right?
Yes. And I actually think you should never let me get away with saying people ever. Like anytime I'm saying like they... You know how they are.
Yeah,
it's
a generalization.
You should say, tell me who. Who are you talking about? I'm talking about 1.5 comments.
Exactly. No, I do that too.
But now it did have upvotes on it though, so you could maybe say it's 10 people. But
endorsements,
10 people don't want me to get lead poisoning.
How dare they?
Even just a little. I know, crazy. So I decided, you know what? It's really difficult when you go and you look these things up to actually parse how much lead is in something like a Huel and like where they're getting their numbers and so on. And so the problem is you go and you look this up and you can find 3. There are, count them, 3 reports about the amount of lead in Huel. One of them is from...
That's honestly even more than I would expect about a very specific product.
Well, you would think, but here's the problem. So one of these reports is from Consumer Reports, and this is the one everyone was citing to me.
Yeah.
Is they said Consumer Reports says there is 12 times the amount of safe lead in a Huel for consumption. And Consumer Reports was using a number of lead consumption that comes from that thing in California, that Prop 65 warning, which is an extremely, extremely, extremely low amount of lead. And so they were using this very, very low number. And then they did some testing on Huel themselves and found that I think a Huel had like 12 times the amount of this extremely low lead number. There's all these different numbers floating around in terms of how much lead you're allowed to eat and how much is okay and how much is not. I just wanted to know. Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to know. I needed to know how much lead is in my Huel, how much lead am I consuming, and is this okay?
What would it be about Huel that it would have lead in it? Like, what would even make people suspect that? It's just a protein drink,
this
right?
Is true. All protein, especially protein powders that are like vegan, right? So non-whey protein. Whey is derived from cows, something, I don't know. But if you're using plant-based protein powder, it's made from plants. And all plants on planet Earth have a little bit of lead in them because there's lead in the soil because the earth is made of metal.
Sure.
And so when you take all of these plants and you create such a strong concentration of their fundamental elements, the proportion of lead, it can be higher, right? And so it's not like if you drank a Huel, which has the protein equivalent of 1,000 peas, you're going to get more lead than if you ate 1,000 peas, but you probably couldn't eat 1,000 peas. So it ends up being a really high concentration in like a protein powder, which is true.
I see.
Well, I shouldn't say really high.
So this is potentially a problem with
concentration.
any plant-based protein drink.
Yeah, and there's one of the things I learned in researching all about this was there's actually just there's a lot of stuff that has a good amount of lead in it. And so when you're talking about not consuming lead, it's really just a matter of like, do your best to limit your exposure, but some things are gonna give you lead. Spinach has like a good amount of lead in it if you eat a lot of spinach. Wine has a good amount of lead in it. Oreos, I didn't look into why, but apparently like cream-filled cookies, paint chips. And then I think like the number one thing that has lead in it is dark chocolate. Like one square of dark chocolate has, this is all just weird lingo or whatever, but like 50 parts per billion of lead, which is, it's not, I would say, based on my research, I consider this not a lot of lead to be consuming, but some people would say that's quite a lot of lead. So anyway, I wanted to know how much lead was in my Huels. So I got 3 different bottles of Huel, and I did the chocolate Huel because chocolate protein powders have a lot more lead in them than vanilla because of where the cacao has lead in it and so on. Mm-hmm. Hence dark chocolate. I don't know why I keep turning around. So I sent these bottles off to be tested at a lab in good old Minneapolis, it turns out. Medallion Labs.
Wow.
It was like $180 per bottle. So it was not the cheapest thing I've ever done. But I got it tested for lead, cadmium, mercury, all the heavy metals. The results came back. All 3 of the bottles had the exact same result, which was we cannot detect. It's too little for our test to detect of all the metals, which is good. That's a good thing. But unfortunately, one of the things I didn't realize is that the sensitivity of the tests that I was getting done was not the bottom of their sensitivity is 10 parts per billion. And unfortunately, which is very little lead, in my opinion, based on my research. But
I believe you.
Thank you. Which means that every time I'm drinking a Huel, this is not even cool to talk about because what I'm saying is just a bunch of words. But every time I'm drinking a Huel, okay, great. Every time I'm drinking a Huel, I'm consuming 5. Well, if let's assume that these tests came back and it said, hey, we can't detect any, but so that means we know it's less than 10 parts per billion, right? Let's assume that the amount of lead is the maximum that could mean, which is 10 parts per billion. So let's assume the worst case. Yeah. That means every time I'm drinking a Huel, I'm consuming 5 micrograms of lead every time I'm drinking a Huel, right? According to the FDA, the FDA believes that a healthy, I should be very, very clear that I'm just talking about healthy adults. We're not talking about kids. We're not talking about pregnant people. Yeah. We're not talking about people with like any sort of sensitivity, but your average healthy adult. The FDA is confident that you could consume 75 micrograms of lead every day without really any issues. And so every time I drink a Huel, I'm drinking 5 micrograms of lead. That's obviously much less than 75, even with other sources, unless I'm eating a boatload of dark chocolate. It's a very, I would say, borderline negligible amount. Yeah. Now, the thing is, I live in the humongous city of New Orleans. New Orleans has one of the biggest houses, one of the biggest old houses, old paint, lead pipes. And so most likely,
you think you have a little more exposure because of that?
Pretty much guaranteed the lead pipes in particular in my tap water, which I drink straight, I don't filter my tap water, is going to be a pretty dramatically higher source of lead contamination than Huel, right? Because I'm drinking way more water than I am Huel on a normal day.
Okay, brag.
So I'm thinking, water? I drink so much leaded water. So I'm thinking, well, geez, I should probably check and see, if there's lead in my blood, right? Because I want to make sure. Because let's say
the natural
I got the
logical
Huel test
next
back,
step.
right?
that anybody
let's say that I
would
got
do.
the Huel test back and there was 7 billion leads in the Huel. Well, at the end of the day, that is only a problem if my body cannot filter out lead. This is a common misconception about lead, is that eating any of it is instantly harmful and your body can't do anything with it and it stores it forever and it does permanent damage.
Yeah, I think that's what I've heard, is that it stays in your body forever. Too.
This is technically, it will like very, very gradually build up in like your bones and stuff, but that's true of everything ever that you will consume. And that's generally speaking not really a problem. The problem is when you have it circulating in your blood. That's when it starts to do damage to your brain. And so I'm thinking, well, at the end of the day, does it really matter if there's lead in my Huel? What really matters is that lead getting into my body? So I decide, turns out you can just go buy blood tests on the internet. And so I go down to the local Quest labs and I have them test my blood. I also had them test my blood type, if you want to guess, because I know you like Japanese stuff and they love blood type over there, right?
Yeah, and I don't even know mine, which I should by now because I know I've seen it many times and I forget. But
isn't it? Well, it's like a personality test,
yeah,
right? So you should be able to guess.
I don't know what
you don't know. You're not sure.
I don't know what they are though. What's your blood type? Blood type reveal.
Blood type reveal? A positive. Most common blood type.
A plus.
A plus.
Sounds pretty good to me.
I was hoping I wanted to be O neg so I could feel obligated to donate my blood.
Is that the universal one?
Yeah, universal donor is O negative.
Yeah.
And obviously you should donate your blood anyway, and I do feel conflicted that I'm not. Do you ever donate blood?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like, shouldn't we?
Probably. A lot of people do it like all the time.
Right, because it's like
it's a nice thing to do.
It's like a really nice thing to do. Like, it's probably the closest you could get to saving lives. Mm-hmm. And it's a relatively low cost, right? And you get a free juice box.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Start doing it then. I should.
Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, so I want to test my blood, right? And I want to know how much lead's getting into my blood. So I go to the doctor and I have him test my blood. And a couple days later, my blood tests come in. And do you want to guess how much lead's in my blood? Too little to detect. It is below even the low end of their ability to detect it, which means I'm fine.
Lead-free.
I am,
Austin is lead-free,
for all intents and
guys.
purposes, lead-free.
Even with all that leaded up Louisiana environment.
Yeah, and even with all that damn Huel running through my... So I've been drinking, in preparation for this, 2 Huels a day for 12 straight months. So if Huel was going to be a problem, I know, I'm Hueled up. If it was going to be an issue, that's a pretty good test that, at least for me, and maybe I'm just built different, but for me, the amount of lead in a Huel is not an issue. And even the amount of lead in my water and stuff's not an issue. Now, I am awaiting a water lead test as well to see how much lead is in my water.
How far does it go?
It's kind of endless because if you actually think about like, and I know you know this of all people, but like doing a really foolproof study on a thing, there's so many confounding variables, right?
Yeah.
Like technically I should have probably had Ashlyn get her blood tested for lead because she doesn't drink as much Huel as me, but she drinks some, because I might just genuinely be really good at filtering lead, you know? I could be like a lead guy, like a superhero. And so it's hard for me to look at this and go, well, yeah, go ahead, drink Huel, everybody. You can do whatever you want. Because everyone's going to be different. But it does seem to be the case that on the order of things that have lead in them, in the quantity you're going to be drinking them, Huel is not nothing. But this is just my opinion. So nobody should make medical decisions based on this. It's a calculated
risk, which is a personal decision.
I would say that our sensitivity to the idea of consuming lead is maybe a little bit over exaggerated. I think if you're reasonable and you make good choices and you don't feed Huel to your kids and whatever, but if you're a healthy adult, you can probably have a little bit of lead as a treat, just a little bit. It's not going to kill you.
Sounds about right to me.
I'm not encouraging anyone to do that, but on the order of things you should be worried about, lead consumption is probably pretty low unless you're in a unique place that has like special, exposure and you want to be aware of that. But
it's hard, in
your
the
body
age
can deal
of
with it.
Yeah. In the age of so much information being available and like, that stuff does get tested for these things, especially like I know the California laws are super strict. I'm always seeing these warnings on like anytime you buy like a bag or a piece of furniture or anything, there's like huge bold like California regulation, blah, blah, blah. There is like cancer causing ingredients in this thing. And it's like, okay, I mean, that's just on everything.
To be safe.
Right. I'm saying like it's I'm not saying it's bad that like these kinds of laws exist and that we test for these things, like we should be informed, whatever. But when there's so much information available, it's easy to get stuck in like becoming kind of paranoid about everything because you can technically like find out all the
100%.
Things that you should be avoiding and like how realistic is that actually for your life?
Yeah, it's impossible, right? And
so, you could look into every product
for,
in your house and find something that
there's going to be something, and that's
it.
kind of what Prop 65 ended up doing. Now, that's the one thing I was curious about is, so the FDA has this idea that like, hey, as long as you're consuming less than 75 micrograms of lead per day and you're a healthy adult, we're fairly certain you're fine. And as you get higher and higher above that, you'll start to see issues. Seeing those like neurological long-term issues in terms of like your IQ going down that everyone's afraid of, you do have to be consuming a lot. You're talking on the order of like hundreds and hundreds of micrograms every day, and your body has to not be filtering it. But I was curious, and this is the next thing I want to look into, is how did Prop 65 in California end up on that? Because they say you should only have 0.5 micrograms of lead per day. 0.5. And I didn't look in to see where they got that number from. Other than the only answers I read were they just decided that any lead consumption, because we don't, people have this thing they say where they go, there's no known safe amount of lead to consume, right? This is a common refrain. People go, there's no known minimum safe amount of lead to consume. And people conflate that with knowing that any amount of lead is harmful. So they go, we have no known minimum that you can consume that we know is safe. Yeah. And people assume that also means that we know that any amount is unsafe. And that's not true. It's just that you can't ethically feed people lead to see if there's any problems. Like, it's not something we can test because you can't be like, let's give people this much lead and see if it gives them brain problem. Like,
there's ethical issues, there's issues like you said with like so many studies are just, there's so many other variables you can't control for everything. So there are some things that are just like unknowable, and there's a problem with average people looking up studies on stuff and just interpreting it not as a scientist. Yeah.
And it makes it really hard to even try to study these things yourself, because I'm even in going through this practice, which is probably 100 times more than the average person would for lead, which is fine. Like, even I can't get to the point that like the amount of effort you'd have to do to have like a good foolproof study on a thing is like mind boggling. So I've got a lot of respect for people who actually do like your sort of randomly controlled trial double blind study thing is like, it's a ton of work.
Yeah.
So all I can say for certain is the lead that I'm drinking for me is not a big deal. And that Huel doesn't have no lead, but it's not like some crazy high amount. And it's probably safe for your average, like, it's almost definitely safe for your average healthy adult. But really all I can say for certain is I'm good, right? So I could drink as much Huel as I want.
Yeah. So to that one guy that commented many months ago.
Yeah. Thank you for encouraging me to learn.
Months of work and hundreds of dollars of Austin's money. And here we are to say he's good, man.
He's good. That's the conclusion. Exactly. So it honestly was really fascinating. I really enjoyed learning about it. So.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a measured understanding as opposed to just an anger at people telling me what to do. So, we love that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other fun details to that whole saga, but if anyone out there who's a Huel drinker wants to go get their blood tested for lead, I was going to say I'll reimburse you, but I don't really want to open that up. So maybe just go do it and report your findings and see if you have lead in your blood. And then we can compile them all together and publish a study.
Yeah. You can start a research institute about it. Well, I'm glad we got
That's where this is headed.
I'm glad we got a conclusion to that saga that's been going on for a while.
I think it is a conclusion. I'm tempted to keep digging, but I got the answer. I might have Ashlyn go get tested. Maybe that'll be the one more thing I'll do. And if she also doesn't have any
Does she drink a lot of Heal too?
Maybe like 1 a day ish. Yeah, she's not a 2 a day girl like me.
Right.
But we're healing it up, and I got my friend.
Be real.
Luke,
did you really drink 2 a day just for the blood test, or would you have been doing that anyway?
No, I was doing it anyway. Yeah. Obviously, I didn't know I was getting a blood test until like 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
you made it sound like it was some kind of big sacrifice you were making in your life.
I know. You know how YouTubers are. We like to play things up.
So do you also, because it's like advertised as a meal replacement, are you also still eating regular meals? Do you like skip a meal and replace it with Huel?
Well, the reason I do Heal is because I was skipping meals anyway. I was just under eating.
Sure.
So it was just a way to actually get the amount of like nutrients that I need to some extent, like my lead. But so I'm not intentionally replacing meals that I wouldn't have otherwise skipped, just because I'm really kind of like, I hate having to take time to cook. I'm one of those guys.
No, I get it.
And so I'm just like, I'll have a Heal. It's like having a Hot Pocket, you know?
I get it. I mean, if I would be doing the same if I wasn't married to a normal person. So that's a good thing about having a partner that's a normal person. Is that you do good. Normal things. Like eat
food is tasty.
Lunch.
Lunch. Love a bit of lunch.
I just had a freaking a little rice and bean and tofu bowl for lunch. So I'm pretty much the healthiest person on planet Earth, I think.
Don't you feel good after eating those?
Yeah. But
like they sit well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's how I feel about Japanese food. Is like, it's just, rice and vegetables. And so you always feel like satisfied, because it is good. I really love Japanese food. It's like satisfied, but then also like you feel so like light and free because you're not weighed down by like the gluten and stuff if you had like a bunch of pasta or whatever. But
unless you're having like ramen.
Yeah, but even ramen doesn't feel as heavy to me as like, I don't know, fucking fettuccine Alfredo or whatever I usually want to eat. But the joy that I get from freaking pasta and pizza and shit is it's just worth it to me. I'm so insane. Sorry.
Yeah, I
will never be one of these people that's like, I started eating healthy and it made me feel so good, so I could never go back. Like, I get it. I get the feeling good. At the same time, it's just worth it. It's just worth it to feel a little weighed down after. I eat
tonight
healthy.
Could be a pizza night.
Don't tempt me. No, I did
last time, and you didn't do it.
I know. I think tonight is a burrito night. That's what I'm going to try to convince Noah later.
Like a burrito, or like a healthy burrito?
Like a mildly unhealthy burrito, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you agree with all the Chipotle slander?
I hate Chipotle. I've said this before.
Fuck.
Do you love Chipotle?
Well, moving on. It's not even that I love Chipotle. It's just that people hate it. And it's by far the best. I mean, you can't even call it fast, cheap food anymore, but I suppose when it was. But like even now, it's by far the quickest way to get a meal that's going to sit well and be like reasonably whole ingredients in a fast casual setting. Like there's no other place that I can think of that you can do that other than like,
a bunch of other places.
Kava. Well, now there are, I guess. Like, yeah, there's Kava and stuff like that. But
there's
like
especially when
Chipotle came out. Yeah, but those are bowls. You can't get it. Like a Chipotle is tasty also, but maybe you disagree because you don't like cilantro.
Don't people mostly do bowls at Chipotle? Yeah. Here's my thing with Chipotle is I can't do the cilantro rice. That's my thing.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about this like 3 episodes ago. We're doing it. I did the same thing. I brought it up.
That's fine. No, I've said this many times. I'll say it again. I can't eat Chipotle because of the cilantro. That's my problem. What does that
tell us about your DNA? Doesn't that tell us something?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got the thing. It tastes like soap. It tastes like chemicals. But
you ever
But I like Qdoba. There's other places that are similar, right? Like Qdoba, like Moe's. I don't know if Moe's is nationwide, but Moe's is good.
How do you... Okay, so is it just the cilantro?
Pretty much.
Huh. And that makes you just hate Chipotle.
Well, because I can't eat any of it because it all has rice in it, unless I was going to be insane and get a burrito with no rice.
You have to get the rice. With the beans, you have to, of course. All right,
like,
well, I just think it's underrated. So that's all I have to say about that.
Chipotle of all restaurants is underrated. There's not enough of
restaurant.
them. We need more. We need more people getting into Chipotle.
I'm going to open up. I'm going to get a franchise. I'm going to franchise a Chipotle.
Okay.
It's going to be the best Chipotle in the country.
Well, I do have pretty much only one other topic for today, which actually is a little bit of gamer-related news that I thought was funny. I don't normally consume a lot of gamer-related news. I normally have no idea what's going on other than all the emails I get now because I'm a hashtag influencer. Are you shooting me?
I shot you in the knee.
Rude?
You can shoot me in the knee. No, shoot me in the knee.
I will.
Fill me with lead. Ow. All right, we're even.
I did less damage than you. Oh my god, look at us now. We have bullet holes in our knees. This is so realistic.
Oh, really? Whoa. Wait, that's crazy.
This is realistic as fuck.
Terrorists win.
Counter-Strike is like so... I don't really know anything about it. I've like seen some footage. So I understand there's like bombs being planted, something about that.
Yeah. There's like 3 game modes, I think, or 3 main ones. There's like
one team is trying to plant bombs, and the other one's trying to defuse them.
Yeah.
But what fascinates me about it is it's like, it seems like everybody that plays it is like insane at reaction time and aiming, and like that's the whole point of the game. Is that if you even see somebody flash across your screen, they should be dead in like half a second. Boom.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is crazy. So it's fascinating to me to watch footage of it because that is just like so... That's a type of gamer that's just alien to me because I'm like very casual and just like goofing around and having fun and I can't aim at shit. So it's just like, it's genuinely interesting to me to watch people like, they just shoot somebody in the head from 100 yards away and I'm like, I just have no idea how I would even begin to train for that. It's crazy.
Now, when you say,
it's like superhuman.
When you say... it's interesting to you, do you actually feel that way when you're watching it? Because when I watch it, I'm bored out of my mind. I don't enjoy it. Do you enjoy watching like high level FPS gameplay?
I don't watch a lot of it, but I have ended up watching it because for some reason a lot of the streamers that I just will like put on in the background lately have been playing a lot of fucking Counter-Strike.
Okay. Do you want to, maybe once we're done with the pod, we can run a quick game, 1v1? See if you like it?
Jesus Christ.
Could be fun.
Could be fun for you. We'll try it.
Yeah, it might be. All right. Or we could do me and you versus a team of bots. That could be more fun, maybe. So we're on the same team.
Are the bots
just think
good?
about it. Probably not.
But like, can you do that? Are you good at like aiming quickly?
No, absolutely not. Especially not with the sensitivity set how it is right now.
Because people will like, I notice people like your crosshair placement is such a big thing. They'll be like, they always have their crosshair at head height so that like the second somebody comes around the corner, they just like get them.
And I don't see how that's fun. I don't get it. I don't
get how it's fun for me, but I think it's a little bit fascinating to watch people that are good at it because it's just like...
Well, you know, I have the gene. You have the cilantro gene. I have the don't care about this gene. It's just who we are.
I don't really care either. I mildly care.
But you find it fun to see, like a compilation of crazy plays.
Because it's new to me. Do you ever watch it's so new to me.
360 no scope Call of Duty compilations with Avenged Sevenfold playing in the background?
No, that sounds so fucking epic, though.
It's so fucking epic. That's exactly the correct thing that it is.
I did have an era that I have talked about this before, but I had an era when I played Halo in high school.
Oof. Halo is so good.
Very briefly. But I got like okay at it, at least for like, I'm sure it was matchmaking me with other like horrible people, but But I would do okay in my matches. I got to a point where I was killing a lot of people in a match. Like I had a pretty good KD ratio or whatever. But I remember there was like a little bit when I was the most into it where I would start up the game and then I would put on like this really intense like EDM music.
Oh
like,
my God, I love that.
Blasting in
Isn't
my
it
ears.
so fun?
Like to where I couldn't even really hear the game. But when I would kill people and there would be like a beat dropping in my ears, I swear to God, I felt like I was God.
Yes. No, it really is like you get so in the zone. I used to play back when I played Counter-Strike Go, I'd play Counter-Strike and listen to Deadmau5 just like on loop, just really loud in my earphones. And it just feels so good to just lock in and just music blaring. It's like, oh, so fun.
That's probably the most boy experience I've ever had in my life.
Do you ever watch AMVs? Halo AMVs? Kingdom Hearts X Halo AMVs? No. Or anything like that?
Isn't that mostly for
AMVs?
Here's the thing. I thought AMV stood for anime music video, and it was about anime.
But it got appropriated into just like a music video. Because you could probably, I think I've watched like Star Wars Episode 3 AMVs, and it's like, it's not anime, but it just is what it is. In fact, I really remember there was a good Star Wars Episode 3 Anakin turning to the dark side AMV. I don't remember what the song was.
Wait, that probably is epic. That's probably so emotional.
It's like, it's insanely epic. And it's always like, one of those bands, like yearning, Godsmack or Avenged Sevenfold. Oh,
there's a lot of yearning in that movie. It'd be great for music videos for sure.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman with tear-filled eyes to some emotional
it makes those
song.
Movies look not like dog shit. It's incredible. Like it'd make you think that those movies were good.
I love the prequels. I've said it before. I've always liked them. I grew up with them. I like them. I think they're good.
I don't care about you saying that I like. The thing that I take issues with is when people don't say I like them. They say, yeah, like this is the worst thing you can hear about the prequels. And people, this is like all over the place now. Yeah, they weren't very good movies, but the story and the inspiration and the creativity of George Lucas was like really incredible and so much better than Disney. And you're like, dude, he intentionally put stuff in those movies just to sell toys, just like Disney. Why do you think Jar Jar was in that movie?
Yeah.
Why do you think they put Samuel L. Jackson
I wouldn't
in
go
there?
that far.
It was like the most cynical. The way you enjoy them, I have no issue with. It's the people who think like, yeah, but the plot, like, oh my God, it was prescient and it's like a detailed political drama. And yeah, the writing's bad, but you're like, no, dude, not the case.
No, I mean, I like them because they're pretty and emotional, and I love the yearning. I love the yearning. That's just
you keep coming back to the yearning. What? I don't know that I would say that they really sell the yearning.
You read Twilight when you were younger. You understand the yearning.
No. I love the yearning. Capital T, capital Y. I get that. What I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure what you're talking about is that the music in the prequels is really good, because I don't know that the yearning is actually there outside of the music.
Well, the yearning was there for me. I don't know what to tell you. All right, well, you felt it. You felt name one scene that you felt the yearning, the why, as we say. When they're sitting in that dark room with the fireplace and Natalie Portman's boobs are heaving, and he's like saying he loves her.
Yeah. Okay.
She looks so good. She looks so good in those movies, dude.
You win. You got me. Star Wars Episode 2. Do you remember the one where he's floating the pear?
And it's not healthy. I do want to say, caveat, I understand that, like, the vision of love that, like, the Star Wars prequels and Twilight is giving is, like, dangerous man that is, like, so desperately in love that he can, like, hurt her. That's not good. I know that that's, like, bad. Abusive type of dynamic. Yeah. But I don't know. But there's something, it attaches to the 13-year-old brain in a way. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Do you think is that the same genre as the I Can Fix Him boy? You think is an overlap there?
I think it's a little bit different.
I agree. I was just curious if you were on the same page.
Because the desperate, dangerous man is like very in control of the situation.
Well, isn't the thing with Anakin is he wasn't really, right? That's how he became dangerous, is because he lost control. But he wanted control, I guess, is the point.
I guess so, because Padme actually like had a brain in the end. But
well, yeah.
Well, she didn't stay with him.
Did she? Yeah, she did. She tried to. She didn't stay with him after he choked her to death.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Death, but Queen.
Well, she didn't come to consciousness at any point until she died. That from between when
I guess so, yeah.
Anakin choked her, she passed out, and then the next time we see her, she's giving birth and then dying. And she just barely gets to name the babies, Luke and Leia. It was perfect timing.
I guess I'm just saying I don't think she would have stayed with him and like fucking ruled the galaxy or whatever he was saying. She didn't seem into that idea.
You think that Padme, who stayed with him after he talked about I killed them, they're animals, not just the men but the women and the children. I slaughtered them, I hate them. You think that girl is going to break up with him? She listened to him and she felt sympathy for him when he was saying that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You know, I got no response to that.
All right. No response. Do you have any gamer news, perhaps?
I did have some gamer news. I don't know if you've heard about this. This bid. It sounds ridiculous to even say that GameStop attempted publicly to try to buy eBay.
That's all I know about it. Everything you just said right now, and that I also know there's something funny about it and like fake, but I don't know what at all.
It is funny. I'm not like a business news person, so I don't know all the business terms, but honestly, it seems like the CEO guy doesn't either. So I guess CEO of GameStop, his name is Ryan Cohen. I guess he might already kind of be a joke just based on Reddit comments on some of these posts and stuff, is like people already kind of make fun of him. Because, I mean, he may or may not be on drugs in some of the news interviews he was doing about this. But basically, like, GameStop, as we know, not exactly a thriving company. They're like closing stores all the time. I love that this is a thing that you do.
I don't know why it keeps doing.
Every really 10 minutes you just like turn around.
Don't know.
So, and then eBay is thriving as far as I know. It's huge. It's enormous.
Because of like trading cards mostly, right? And like
stuff I don't know.
Like
just all kinds of stuff. I mean, you can buy anything on eBay. People buy clothes on eBay, which kind of blows my mind.
I guess that's true.
But I'll see like fashion videos and stuff where they're like, "Oh yeah, I got this on eBay," and I'm like, "Whoa, I didn't even know you could do that." But
yeah.
But you can get anything on there, and it's a huge website, obviously, like worldwide. So it makes no sense. You're like, how would GameStop possibly be able to afford to buy eBay? Well, they can't.
I was curious. Oh,
they can't. Just the thing. But apparently they didn't talk to eBay at all beforehand. They just released publicly an offer to buy eBay.
Wait.
They didn't have any. Yeah, they didn't have any prior conversation with eBay about it.
This is smelling a lot like how Twitter got taken over.
And I was just watching this one interview that the CEO Ryan did on the news, where they're just trying.
News.
Oh yeah, you know the news. I don't remember what channel, but the news anchors are just trying to. It's a funny video, and maybe I'll remember to link it so you guys can go watch it. But the news anchors are trying to suss out, what the hell this is about, why he would do this, because you can do the math and understand that it doesn't make any sense. They don't have the money to do this. It's something like $56 billion is what eBay would cost. And GameStop's entire worth is like a fraction of that. It doesn't make any sense. But
what is the GameStop valuation right now? GameStop valuation, stocks are trading at $22 about. But how do you know how much a company's worth?
I don't know. It's much less than $56 billion. All
right, whatever.
But Ryan's trying to tell people that it gives the vibe of somebody that potentially is maybe on drugs and just like having delusions of grandeur or something. Because he's talking about, we're going to buy eBay and we're going to make it a competitor with Amazon. That's what he keeps saying. He has like 2 talking points that he just keeps repeating, which is that somehow this combined company is going to compete with Amazon, and the way that they're completing the deal is half cash, half stocks. He just keeps repeating that. So the news anchors
half cash, half stocks.
They keep asking him how does this make sense that GameStop is going to afford this? And he says, well, it's all on our website. We're doing half cash, half stocks. We're offering half cash, half stocks. And they keep asking, like, again, like, okay, but like,
what is that?
The numbers don't match up. Like, where's the rest of the money coming from? He says, you can read it on our website. It's half cash, half stocks. And then the lady goes, okay, but we have you on the air right now. So we were just hoping you could explain.
You could explain it maybe?
Right now. And he goes, I'm confused by your question.
He doesn't know what that means, perhaps.
Yeah. And then
I don't know what it means.
And he's just going, yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, they're like, well, how do you think this deal is going to go if you don't have the money? He goes, well, we'll see what happens.
Oh, they're just you got to make it as competitive as Amazon. It's easy. You just make it
yeah, and they ask him how he's going to, how is he going to make it competitive with Amazon? Because this lady's like, well, Amazon is the superpower that they are because of their infrastructure. Like, they have all this, like, infrastructure to ship packages around and, like, warehouses and stuff. And eBay doesn't have that. It's just a website where, like, people are independently acting as their own warehouses and stuff. GameStop doesn't have that kind of shipping network. So, like, what do you mean when you say it's going to compete with Amazon? And his answer, I like wrote down what his answer is because it's got nothing to do with the question. But he said, well, eBay is a very strong business, and it could be stronger. If you compare, for example, to GameStop is not doing so great. Should have been bankrupt already, honestly. But eBay is very strong. And like, that's his answer to that question. He outright is saying GameStop should have been bankrupt already. But it's not. But eBay is strong.
So, what?
So so connect the dots. We're gonna compete with Amazon.
Half cash, half stocks. I get it now.
Half cash, half stocks.
It all makes sense. Half cash, half stocks. No problem.
So this happened a little while ago when he was trying and failing to explain this on the air, and then just like 2 days ago, eBay did a public response where they rejected the deal outright. They said GameStop's offer is neither credible nor attractive. That's what they said.
Now, technically, I don't know exactly how this works, but if GameStop has the money, they could just buy 51% of the shares in eBay and take it over, right? That's like what a hostile takeover is. So in theory, he only has half cash, but if he could get half plus 1%, if he could do 51.49 cash stocks instead of half cash, half stocks, maybe they could just buy eBay outright. So that could still be coming. But I guess
that's a good point.
How does that work?
I don't know how.
Because if you
listen, stocks and business stuff like that is simply beyond my comprehension, and also right, I don't care. Huh. I don't care to know.
You don't want to understand Ryan Cohen's strategy?
I do want to understand Ryan Cohen's strategy, so maybe this is the catalyst to me understanding business. Is I do want to know what the hell he's talking about.
Do you have any stocks?
Do I?
Yeah, you own any stocks?
No.
Do you have like any retirement type stocks or nah?
We have like savings accounts that get interest that is technically, I guess, from some kind of portfolio.
It's like invested in the broad market, yeah, whatever. But you don't have any, like, you haven't personally purchased a stock.
No.
If you were gonna, who would you buy? Be very careful.
Nobody. Isn't it generally... I've heard that it's generally a bad idea to invest in individual stocks for the average person. It's like it almost never works out for people.
I'm pretty sure that the act of like buying and
a better
selling
idea
is.
Did you?
Ooh, I don't know.
Austin
I just disconnected.
Exploded.
I totally exploded. Did I actually explode?
I think so. You exploded before my eyes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yeah, did your internet go out? Because I couldn't hear you for a while.
I mean, I'm still talking to you.
And you exploded.
Maybe it did. Maybe I'm having internet problems. Like in blood? Or like a fiery explosion?
I don't know. I only saw it out of the corner of my eye because I don't really look at the screen the whole time. But it looked to me like you kind of got sucked into a black hole in your heart and disappeared.
Whoa. Do you think they made like a custom you disconnected scary animation?
I don't know.
That'd be really cool.
Certainly was scary.
Should we do the work to try and get back together or just whatever?
I'll just pretend you're this hostage.
Okay, great. That works for me. That's how I feel doing this pod. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, well, there you go. Gamer news. Half cash, half stocks.
Half cash, half stocks.
Pretty
no,
good.
but eBay's letter back was just really funny because it was like very sassy.
I would be
they
really
basically
curious.
said, "What the hell are you talking about, weirdo?"
I almost wish I did know a little more about that type of, like, that world, because it is, like, very convoluted, but I feel like it'd probably be 10 times funnier if you knew what was going on, even than it is as a layperson.
Yeah, for sure.
But maybe someone can explain it to us in the comments.
I mean, the news anchors seemed very amused because they were like the business news people. So they were like trying not to laugh too much during when he was talking.
Was it kind of the same energy as, remember that clip of that guy being like, "You can't grow concrete, can you, Jared?" You remember that?
No.
And he was like, "Well, you cut down the trees and you can't have them." And then the guy goes, "Yeah, you can. You can plant more trees." And he goes, "Well, you can plant more concrete, can't you?" Or whatever. You never saw that?
Wait,
whatever,
I don't know. It sounds vaguely familiar.
All right. Well, maybe it'll come up in your algorithm this week. And then you'll be like, "Oh."
A funny part of this news video is at one point while he's talking, they just put up the stock values of eBay versus GameStop. Like, as he's talking about it, and it just made him look so bad. Whoever was in the editing booth
Amazon
was having fun in that moment.
Do you remember?
Huge on the screen.
Do you remember when eBay and Amazon were like competitors? Like, I remember when Amazon came out, not came out, but when they first transitioned from doing books to doing like other stuff. I remember it was like people would talk about it, and it was like, if you want to do the bidding and like try to get a good deal, you go to eBay. But if you just want to pay a price for a thing, you can go to this website, Amazon, and it's just like eBay, but it's all buy it now auctions. So there's no auctioning. And it was funny to think that like at the time that was kind of novel, where it was like you could go buy something for a set price as opposed to an auction on the online. And so if you were looking for something, you'd always check both. You'd go on Amazon, or you go on eBay and see if you get a good deal. And if not, you go on Amazon and then you can just buy it. Or do you remember, it's going to be a throwback. Okay. You ready?
Okay.
Do you remember half.com?
No, this is too old for me.
Never mind. All right. Whatever.
I'm too much of a spring chicken.
A couple years.
Half.com?
Yeah, it was half.com. It was like an eBay. So eBay then wanted to make like a kind of a fixed price alternative to eBay. And so then you could go to half.com to buy things that were from other people. So it wasn't like a company selling stuff.
Okay.
It was like a person would list something,
but
it was just
selling
a set
stuff
price.
Secondhand that's not an auction.
Yep, half.com.
I see.
Good times.
Yeah, it's crazy to think there was a time before we just ordered everything online, man.
It's pretty nuts. I was trying.
People used to go to the store for real.
It's good. I've often thought about, what would that be? You ever try to like buy, let's say you need to buy 5 objects and they're all different objects.
Yeah.
And they're all on Amazon. You could buy them all on Amazon. Or you could go to the individual websites for the products and order them all separately, which is better for the people making the products, right? And then also you're not giving a cut to Amazon.
Sometimes.
It is an unbelievable pain in the ass to do that. It's like insanely
annoying. Well, I will
annoying.
also say it's like, it's hard to even completely avoid Amazon because like I was just saying, their shipping infrastructure is so integrated in everything that I think probably at least half the time that I've ordered stuff directly from product websites, it has come basically via an Amazon truck. Like they use Amazon fulfillment.
Oh, huh. Okay, I never thought about that being an issue.
Because if you have your own
That's interesting.
shop online, you can still use the Amazon fulfillment system, which means it's still going through the same warehouses and stuff.
Did not know that. Okay, I figured they would force you to list on Amazon and stuff if you wanted to use their fulfillment, but I guess it makes sense for them because it's like, so they'll still get their cut of it that way.
So unfortunately, they're very much a monopoly in many ways of online commerce.
But it's like, if you want to do that, like every website now, separate one, you got to like sign up to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you have to make like 5 accounts, and then all those websites are now sending you promotional emails all the time. And then you got to keep track of all the different orders on the different websites to check when they're showing up. It's just a crazy pain in the butt. So I can understand the temptation, as we all fall victim to regularly. Not that it's like the worst thing in the world, but to use something like Amazon.
Yeah. Definitely, though, like also check out your local businesses, because I'm pleasantly surprised sometimes by stuff that I can find at local businesses here. Like our local hardware store is awesome. It's like 2 minutes from my house, and they have more of the stuff that I'm looking for sometimes than if I go to like a big store like Lowe's or whatever. Like they have super specific types of screws and stuff that you can buy individually, and everything is like so cheap. Like a lot of the local businesses around here are like just drastically cheaper than big box stores, and
That's
they're
surprising.
owned by people in the community, and it's good to support that. So if you haven't given your local businesses a chance like that, honestly check them out, because a lot of them are like just better.
Finding a really good local business is a banger. Like the post office place that I was talking about is just like excellent. Like I would never even think to go to a FedEx or anything anymore, because it's perfect. But then half the time you go to a local business and they just like don't have what you need, and there's not enough like selection, and then you got to go like 5 different stores. But yeah, if you take the time to find whatever handful of like really solid shops there are for whatever it is that you buy regularly, it's pretty excellent.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
Shout out.
You can ask them to stock things for you that they don't have, because they're small enough that they'd probably do that, unlike the grocery store with the cheese pizza rolls.
Yeah. Have you ever done that, though? Or like...
asked a store to stock a thing?
Like, because sometimes you'll go into a store and they'll have a sign somewhere that's like, if we don't have what you're looking for, ask us and we'll order it for you. I've never done that because it makes me feel bad.
It makes you feel bad?
Like, I don't want to bother
like,
them.
Guilty? Well, that's why they're there. I just don't do it because it's like, well, I'll just order it then. Like, I could just go, I'll just buy it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to, if you're going to order it, why don't I just order it? But if it's something you needed like regularly, because like there is even the 1-day shipping of Amazon sometimes for me, I'm like, it's not fast enough. I want to go to the store and have it right now. And so there is a really nice benefit to like having a store that you can just go to and be like, give me this thing that I need.
Yeah.
Right now.
I don't know. I think I would feel guilty for changing the regular stock of the store for some reason. But that's just my...
Well, they just put it on like a little shelf for you, like just a little spot.
But just for me? Like, who the hell do I think I am?
Well, if you didn't buy enough, they'd obviously take it away. But I'm sure depending pizza rolls, it'd be an easy one. Go to your local grocer and be like, hey, pizza rolls, please.
Where are the cheese pizza rolls? Somebody did comment that they also are having a hard time lately finding cheese pizza rolls, so maybe this is a thing. It's like places just don't sell the cheese ones anymore.
I mean, stuff like that does happen.
Rude.
Where it's just like, oh, it doesn't really get stocked. Unfortunately. Can you buy them online?
Probably. Oh, the hostage changed. So we started a new 60-minute round. The hostage is a different man now. Same outfit. But he's got a beard.
Okay.
It's kind of a salt and pepper beard. It is really funny that he's in a prison outfit in an office. Like, what's the story?
He was just recently arrested for something. And he got out.
He escaped. He was running through the office. Yeah. And he unfortunately got caught in a terrorist plot.
Ironic, because now the terrorists are basically doing the cops' job. They probably don't even know that. And then the cops are going to save the hostage and then realize he's a prisoner and be like, go back to jail. That's going to be very confusing. Did you know that the Totino's website has a cheese pizza rolls locator?
Does it?
Yeah, apparently there's some pretty near me. I can get some like less than a mile away. I can
live
give you some
tracker.
Totino's.
Where is the nearest cheese pizza roll?
Obviously, Walmart has them. That's no surprise. But yeah, you can.
I just drew a smiley face on this painting with my bullet holes.
Do you think it's persistent for all players? Probably, yeah, because you got a hole in your knee.
Oh, it's already disappearing. It's self-healing glass.
Oh, I hate that.
Damn it.
That's annoying.
All right, did I have any other topics for today before we...
Maybe. Listener questions? You got anything like that today?
I had a few questions. We're going to have to do rapid fire, as always, at the very end.
All right, sure. I mean, we can do it. Aren't we over
Somebody
time
wanted
already?
to know... I mean, a little bit, but we always go over time.
True.
Somebody wanted to know, and I forgot about this too, that like months ago you mentioned that you got a 3D printer. Have you done anything with that?
Nope. It's just too much work to figure it out. No, I gave it to a friend who said that they would figure out how it worked and build stuff, but then they got distracted by other stuff. So right now it's just sitting at their house.
Didn't you print something with it at least in the beginning?
Nope. Not a single damn thing. I don't even know if it's out of the box.
Goddamn.
So it's just like a whole thing, you know?
It is.
I need someone who can just figure it out so that I can basically send people a text and be like, print me this. I need it.
Yeah, it's a lot to learn. It reminds me of like, sometimes I imagine getting a sewing machine so I can better fix my own clothes. Because I do fix my own clothes sometimes with hand stitching. But a sewing machine seems so overwhelming to learn how to use.
I bet it's not too bad after the initial...
It probably isn't, but like in my mind, like the loading of the thread and stuff would like be so complicated.
I'm surely there are things you do in your day-to-day life
it's probably fine.
Yeah.
But it's just a thing to learn. Anyway, so that
It is.
That was a quick answer. No, he's done nothing with the 3D printer. Maybe someday. Never know.
Maybe.
I'm just not going to say names, I think, because one of these people said not to say their name, and I don't remember which one it was.
Or you could just blanket say that if you email us, we're going to read your name.
I mean, I don't mind if you don't want me to say your name, I guess I won't. But
I'm saying some people will want you to, you know, because they like the call out.
Yeah. Well, for now I won't. But the next question was, and I appreciated the tone of this email because they were like, I don't actually want to Google this, or like, I don't want you guys to Google this. It's like a science question. They just want our wild speculation, which I feel like really they understand the vibe of the podcast very well then.
Love it.
Because this is not about real science. It's about our wild speculation. But good question. Why do flowers close at night? Like, why do they bother expending the energy to close at night?
Let's think.
My only thought is like, for some reason they don't want bugs in the flower at night, but like they do in the day because it pollinates. Are there like bugs that they won't want in there at night?
How many flowers even do that?
Like all of them, right?
No way. I don't think any of them down here do that. Do all the ones up near you do it? Unless I'm not paying attention.
A lot of them.
But because I'm thinking it's like maybe it's a cold thing. Like maybe they want to protect their little...
Oh, okay. I guess not all of them do. Am I allowed to Google this?
But,
I did Google this. I did.
Yeah.
So it's only some flowers that close at night, but it's a decent amount of them.
Yeah, my guess would be temperature bugs. It also could just be like something that doesn't have a purpose, but it was just like a vestige of the fact that of some other part of the flower, you know? Like, they close because the type of strand that's needed to be sensitive, it also happens to contract when the sun's not hitting it.
Right, like it's just a coincidence.
Whatever. Yeah, could be.
I don't know.
I'm going to go with... Yeah, I'm going to go... Or maybe something about closing makes them like less appealing to eat, and they don't want to get eaten at night. That doesn't make any damn sense. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be my guess, is that it's something about some kind of pests. It keeps out some kind of pests at night that they don't want.
You'll go with bugs. I'm going with cold.
Okay. They're cold. They fold up because they're cold. That's cute.
Could be. It could be. Should we not Google it, really?
I guess we could now that we have speculated, right?
Why do flowers close their petals at night. Up. Up.
What?
Wait. Well, it says here, the behavior known as, this is from Ask Science on Reddit, so it says it's primarily to preserve pollen and protect.
Okay, that's the same thread that I'm seeing. Preserve the pollen for the time periods when the most preferred pollinators are active at daytime.
Okay, so they don't want none of them nighttime bugs getting their tasty pollen. Okay. I wonder...
I guess that makes sense.
If that's universal for all flowers. Like, do all flowers just kind of... like, expel pollen, all like, their pollen's just available? I guess it would be, right?
Well, a lot of flowers don't seem to close at night, so yeah, I think a lot of them don't care, but some of them do.
Yeah. In cool air and darkness, the bottommost petals of certain flowers grow at a faster rate than the uppermost petals, which forces the flower shut. That can't be right.
That's weird.
This is on livescience.com. Scientists are not sure why these plants evolved this way. I don't believe that. I bet we figured that out.
The office computers in this map are of the brand Beefy Computer. That's what it says.
Wow. The #1 gamers brand.
I guess, but they look like freaking old Dells.
I wish I could be playing Counter-Strike with you right now, but I can't.
I know, I'm having a lot of fun
on the damn menu.
I'm shooting office supplies off the desks. Did you want to try to freaking get in a match and shoot me, or what?
No, that's okay. I mean...
I can shoot out a window and jump out the window. This is the kind of realistic physics that Valve is known for, huh?
Mm-hmm, exactly. You ever play the VR whatever?
No, maybe someday.
Yeah, Half-Life Alyx. I feel like it'd be fun.
As I've said before, Steam, as I know you're listening to this, shout out Steam, let me know about that headset. That headset you got coming out. Oh,
you want them to send you one?
I want them to let me know about it.
Wait, don't they already have one?
They do, but there's a new one, and so it's going to be better.
They're going to make a #2 Valve.
It might be coming out.
Index?
The Index is the one they have now, and the new one is the Steam Frame. And whoa. I do want it. And I could buy it, but I could be sent it. I'm
sure you could easily.
I don't even know how to.
I don't know. Email them.
Get a hold of them. Because it is going to be expensive.
You think so? Because it's standalone, right? It's not. There's no like sensors or anything to set up. Isn't it like just inside out tracking, as they say?
Yeah, but it's going to be more expensive than the cheap headsets on the market right now are the Meta ones, and that's because Meta intentionally takes a loss to sell those because they want to get advertise you on Facebook or whatever the fuck.
Oh.
So that's kind of why they've taken over the market, is because other headsets just can't compete because they can't charge what it actually costs to make the headset. But Steam is going to, because they have to, and they're hoping that, their reputation as a company will get people to buy it.
You need a computer probably to do it, like some of them? Or is it all built in?
I think it can be either way.
Okay.
So it's built in, it's got like the Steam OS on it, but you can also, this is sounding like I'm like advertising it. I have no contacts. I have no contacts at Steam. Positively. But I could. I'm open. Listen, I'm open to the possibility of having contacts at Steam. Just letting you guys know.
You're going to get an email from Gabe@steam.com tonight.
Oh my God.
I know. He's a fan of the pod.
I imagine so. Have you just been in the menu?
I think. Yeah, I've just been staring at my guy holding his gun and kind of gripping his belly a little